Hey, let's talk about Street Fighter. It's the World Warriors of Capcom Cup Player Showcase, and I'm Ultra David.
Yeah, and I'm James Chen. This is the series of videos, Player Showcase, for all of the qualifiers for the Capcom Cup. 32 players in all. That is going to be for the Capcom Cup that is coming up December 5th through 6th at the Sony PlayStation Experience. If you don't know what the Capcom Cup or Pro Tour are, check it out. The intro video that we made on this channel, youtube.com/Capcom Fighters TV. It's an intro video. As I mentioned, this is a player showcase, so we are going to be talking about players. Who are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about Gackt.
Gackt.
RZR Gackt.
Nice. From Singapore,
yeah.
Right? So, wow. I mean, he's a really strong player. He's a really strong player. And you know, the worst thing about it, too, is that he's such a strong player, but he doesn't travel as much as a lot of other people. So I feel like people don't know him well enough.
You know, he got 5th at EVO in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Started out in winners top 8.
Yeah.
By the way. So, I mean, he made it through whatever, it was 1,900 people that year.
Mm-hmm.
He was right at the very end of it. But, yeah, he doesn't travel that much. He has a job in a big IT company.
Okay.
And he says that really prevents his ability to travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, he doesn't, but when he does well.
Right, and that's the thing, right? So the reason why I was just like, wow, this guy's so good is because, you know, he's made it in by points, right? He's not at the higher end of points. He's, you know, he's about, 14th, 15th in points. 14th in points. But here's the thing. He didn't go to that many events, which means he had to have done really well in every single one of them that he went to.
Well, he did, and I can tell you which ones he did. This is 2014. Southeast Asia Majors, 9th. EVO, as I said, 5th. Tiger Uppercut, 9th. Capcom Pro Tour Asia, Singapore Qualifiers, 2nd. And then Capcom Pro Tour Asia Finals, 3rd. That was it for 2014. Now let's talk about his 2015.
Right.
Not a long list. Showdown 6th. 3rd. Southeast Asia Majors, 25th. EVO, 33rd.
Okay.
3rd at FV Cup. 2nd at Saigon Cup, 2nd at Z Fighting Game Champion, 2nd at the CPT Asia Last Chance Qualifier. So, no victories there, but come on, 3rd, 2nd. The only ones that are different than that were 2 of the most stacked tournaments of the year, 2 of the toughest tournaments of the year, EVO and Southeast Asia Majors.
Right, and so that's a really good indication of just how strong of a player he is. And, and like I said, it's really interesting. I mean, 5th place at EVO in 2014. And honestly, I don't even know if a lot of the people who got into the fighting game community in 2015 or even got in because of the Capcom Pro Tour really know much about him.
Yeah.
He's a fail-owned player.
Indeed.
But he's a really, really solid fail-owned player. He's got ridiculous reactions and some really great reads. And I feel like he's just such a solid, sound, fail-owned player, you know. Whereas Fudo is like, for example, Fudo is very footsie, is very ground. I feel like Gackt kind of has more of the breadth of the character. He may not be as strong in the fundamentals area as Fudo, but, you know, it's just one of those things where I feel like he knows Fei Long a little bit better in and out, all the little things about him.
I do think that he has a little bit of a different style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excellent reactions and very good fundamentals, but I do think that he's a little bit more buttonsy.
Right.
He feels a little bit more active to me. Mm-hmm. There are some solutions that I've seen him use, including in this video that we're going to watch, that I haven't seen other Fays use, or very many characters in general use. And so I think there's a lot of strength there, and a lot of original play as well, which I think is great. I really respect that.
I mean, one of the reasons why he may be kind of buttonsy, training partner is Shin.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, another buttonsy kind of player. Of course, these two, it's interesting because they started off as rivals. But as obviously the game has gone so international, it's become more in their best interest to prop up Singapore and play well and represent the country.
Sure.
So now Gackt and Shin, both on Team RZR,
right.
Teammates, they train with each other all the time. So that's a good training partner to have.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Shen is one of the best players ever. And, you know, but he travels all the time. Shen is one of the best traveled players. And so his results show that. you know. But his results are not so very different from Gackt's. It's just that Gackt travels to so many fewer events. I really feel like that's a big difference with him.
Yeah,
So.
but he's been playing fighting games for a very long time.
Since he was 10. That's right.
Wow.
And he started off in other games, but has come to Street Fighter 4 and has been playing Street Fighter 4 throughout its length.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a lot. Most people seem to have kind of gravitated towards. It's the most international, like I said, and there's a lot of prestige with this too, because there is a lot to represent your country and such that. Because this game is played worldwide, everywhere. So
now he plays Faye. He said that he did play Ryu before, and that as a result, he only plays the cool characters.
Like Ryu and Fei Long, right?
Right, that was his claim. Not sure I can go along with that.
Come on.
But that was his
Ryu,
claim.
Fei Long. Oh, I mean, maybe he watched the Street Fighter anime and that fight between Ryu and Fei Long was just so sick.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight scene too.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Now he has also used Sagat a few times this year.
Mm-hmm.
He did also say, hint, maybe there might be somebody else. We'll see.
Oh, you're spoiling his tactics.
Well, I'm not going to say what it is or if it's real at all. Maybe I made that up. But it's probably not going to be Elena because apparently he hates Elena.
Fair enough. Elena, of course, problem character for Fei Long.
Exactly.
We'll probably talk about that a little bit after this match.
Sure.
After we analyze the match. So.
Yeah. So the match that we're going to look at is the match that he had against PR Balrog in losers finals of the Capcom Pro Tour Asia Last Chance qualifier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this one was like a knuckle duster, right? I mean, this one was just, it was such, like, we could watch literally just the first game and just be like, done. This was just amazing.
Very strong on both sides.
Yeah, really, really a strong play. A few unfortunate drops here and there, but that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the game, the execution of the game. So, but just overall, really solid play, and you could tell both of them, they're trying to make it into the CPT Asia, the round robin finals portion, and so the winner of this had to go up against Kindebu, who was there as well, and so these guys were playing just all out because they both wanted to qualify, get further chance to qualify in CPT Asia. So
Yeah, that's right.
So let's get over to this match here.
We'll check it out. Yep. So you're going to see Gackt on the left.
Oops. Very briefly.
Very briefly, but
Yeah.
playing Fei Long on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
That's the solution I was alluding to. I've never seen anybody else do that. Focus on reaction through that jab dash punch, and then dash, and then punish with jab.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The reaction and the spacing, amazing.
Right, and it's not even just the reason why we point it out is not because he did it this one cool time.
No,
dude, let's just keep watching this.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. But again, you can see here, like you said, more buttonsy, a little more kinetic kind of style play. Whoops, that was unfortunate. Accidentally corners himself.
Yeah, but he is willing to do that sort of stuff. It's not just the corner control. He will make mix-ups happen. He will go for dragon punches. He will press buttons a little bit more often.
There you go. There you see Gackt
There's
there on
Gackt.
the left and PR Rog on the right.
He always gets a haircut before a tournament. It's a confidence booster, so you can trust that that's a freshly done do.
Superstition, maybe? One of those rituals that you perform, put on the uniform the same way every time, All right, trying to keep the pressure going. Okay, so that time it was interesting. He didn't forward dash, but that was a beautiful FADC backdash from PR
Right,
Rog.
yeah. PR Rog is really good, of course.
And that, of course, isn't even going to be...
Oh, there you go. It happens again.
Yeah.
And punish with fierce.
Not even jab that time.
Yeah, I mean, fierce and jab are the same speed, but come on, it's just really good.
Damage.
Yeah.
You just get so much more damage. Wow, challenge.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of those key moments where both players have to choose to do something. And he just went for the flame kick, did another one right there.
Oh, wow. Well,
again, yep.
So that's a punish. That's a punish. It's a free option for him. So you can see PR being mad at himself that he dropped the situation there. But on Gackt's side, to have the execution, the timing to do that is very tough. It's not like mashing out Dragon Punch. You have to precisely time that jab.
Right.
It's not easy, and he's practiced it up. He has the execution for it.
Balrog's only -3 on that dash punch, so you literally have 1 frame exact timing to be able to get that. And again, Rog obviously a very strong opponent. Again, baiting out that focus there.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a very close match here. But Rog takes the first one. But like I said, it's good to see how players like Gackt, play in this kind of situation.
And of course, it's very tense. This is potentially for both of them. They don't know that they're qualified, but they were both very close to qualifying by points already. We didn't know how it was going to pan out.
Right.
And so it was very important that they qualify automatically, which is what they're trying to fight for here, to get into grand finals, to get a chance to qualify,
There's those neutral jumps, which are always a problem for, actually for both of these characters. As long as you have a forward charging. Wow, just stand up.
Wake up jab.
Yeah, wake up jab, then gets in for the throw. But then counter wake up jab from Rog. Again, Rog with a drop link there. But see how after that Rekka, he just kept going. So Fei Long is a little minus after that Rekka, but he just kept going with the jab.
Oh. Yeah, and because of that, he was able to set up the grab. Because of harassing after situations where he didn't necessarily have the advantage, and sort of bullied Rog into playing patiently.
Wow. Both of them start off just going right at each other. Like I said, those straight moving charge moves like that, susceptible to neutral jumps.
There's a punish.
Yep, and there's that punish again. Wow, he is really using the focus attack really well. Okay, so here comes a nice little sequence from Rog.
And just patience from Gackt. So there are times when he plays very patiently. I love that he mixes that up. It's not like he's always going hard.
Right. So like I said, this is a very back and forth match between these two.
Oh,
again. Wow, it's just so good. Yeah, and then he just knew at that point in time he could go right in there, trying to chip him out. Rog, unfortunately, just walked into it.
A lot of people at that range where he is reacting to dash punch with focus, dash, into button. A lot of people have trouble just blocking the dash punch on reaction. And here he is doing all of that.
Right. There it is again, that neutral jump. You saw them both start out the round by charging right at each other. That time he was like, you know what, you're going to try it again. So I'm going to neutral jump at the start of the round, and he gets the big payout that way. Starts off with big damage. But yeah, you definitely see that focus attack is a large part of his game.
Oh, sure. He has a character that has a great one, so I'm glad he's making use of it.
Yeah, and you can see very pressure-heavy Fei Long as well. He's been trying to go in a lot against Rog.
He's just very active in general. You saw he got knocked down a couple of times there. He had crouch tech, he had backdash, he had buttons.
But here's this patient neutral game here. Unfortunately, the comparisons are going to be made with Fudo. And, I talked about how I feel like Fudo may have better fundamentals. But look at this sequence here. He really hasn't hit a lot of buttons.
No.
He's been playing very patient, walking back and forth, trying to find his way in there. That's probably what Rog noticed, which is why I got that throw there.
Yeah.
But I really did like that he played that way. It wasn't just like constant desperation, let's just keep trying to get in all day situation.
And notice that he's either staying on the ground or neutral jumping. It's not too much in the way of forward jumping, so it is the cautious way of moving in. It's a sort of more fundamental way of moving.
Oh, yeah, again, puts himself into the corner in that situation, but not sure he's too worried about it.
Well, I mean, that's the consequence of
cornering yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He put himself in the corner in the first place, and he also just was active once he was there. But that's like Rog is the kind of player who harasses people into just making not the best choices. Rog has a character in Balrog that really doesn't have mix-ups, but he finds damage a lot of the time anyway.
Right.
It's hard to avoid that stuff.
All right, down 2-1 now. So Rog 2, Gackt 1. Again, really tense situation. see how he reacts to this.
Apparently, as the bottom right of the screen says, 28% of people expect Gackt to take this.
Again,
at the time.
I don't even know if that's necessarily that people don't, think Gackt was going to win. I just don't know of how many people know Gackt as much as they know PR Balrog. Kind of a situation.
Honestly, you're probably right. It's unfortunate, but I think you're probably right.
Again, challenging with those wake-up jabs.
Wow. Perfect timing and placement for that. I didn't even see what button Rog picked.
Yeah, and here comes the harassment from Gackt and proper punish. Again, with that low jab.
The timing, the placement of those buttons, where he was, all that stuff was perfect.
Yeah, again, you see those neutral jumps. Trying to use that focus attack again.
Oh, that was pretty sick. He really uses that a lot more than other people.
Mm-hmm. And you can see, twice now he's put himself into the corner. Once probably to his own detriment that he lost because he put himself into the corner.
Right.
Still was going crazy with the chicken wings though. This is definitely one of those players that, we've mentioned with some other players, it's hard to teach.
Yeah, that's
hard
true.
to get them to stop doing what they want to do. And, he kind of went for a little bit of a desperation ultra there, but...
Yeah, just probably a bad read on dash punch timing, I would think.
PR Rog now at match point. And Gackt's just trying to figure out a way to save his life. But, again, good patient footsies, just blocking, but, again, definitely uses the chicken wing a lot.
Yeah, he likes to force his way in. He likes to be there.
He really does like to put you into those 50-50 guess situations. He's okay with putting himself in there and taking and rolling the dice. He says, you know what? I'm going to count on my own reads and my own gut to be able to come out on top in those situations. He's definitely one of those players that, if he played poker, he'd be going all in a lot with, ace 10, reversal, yeah. That's just good. That's going to take it for him.
2 rounds in a row, he woke up with something right at the very end. I understand PR Rog going in there, because after you've seen Wake Up Ultra from your opponent in the previous round, and it gets blocked, most people in that situation think, okay, fine. Next time this comes up, I'll just block as well. I'm not going to do... But no, Gackt insistent.
Right.
As you said, tough to teach him.
Ooh, counter hit strong, going for the frame traps, yep. So we know he has that in his arsenal as well.
There.
Just flame kicking right, in those situations where he knows that Balrog has to keep you standing to keep the mix-ups going.
Right.
And so he was just going for those flame kicks right in the middle there.
Oh.
That's just an unfortunate situation.
I think you just thought jabs were going to kill.
Yeah. He was hoping, he was like, please kill, please kill.
Yeah.
All right, but now he's at match point. Again, after coming back down 1-2. Look at wow! Challenge that turnaround punch, catches him with the most wrong, and then back to the focus, forward dash, stand fierce.
He's brought it out at such good timings that it really seems to me like it's a reaction thing. It's not just a read on timing.
All right, gets out of there.
Yeah, I feel like he's willing to accept that sweep.
Yep.
Nice mix up on the delayed wake up. Ton of damage in 2 hits.
Yeah. So things are looking good for Gackt now. Gets in there with that low fierce, good button press. And yeah, just an unfortunate drop there for PR Rog, but that's enough for Gackt to take it. And again, I mean, it's just one of those situations where, hang on, I'm just going to tell them to, do a cut there, basically. So, okay, so Harrison, do a cut there so you don't see VLC logo on the video.
Yeah.
So, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where you're not going to get into this position, because your opponent dropped combos or whatever like that. You can't just take that out. You can't take Gackt's play away from him for that reason.
Right.
So, again, super solid player, great stuff, and, just really nice punishes and such. But, again, very active as well.
Look, this is, as I said, this is a pressure situation. Both of them, of course, want to get into Capcom Cup. It's uncertain whether they will. One way to do it, to guarantee it, is to win Capcom Pro Tour Asia. And so it's potentially the last chance for both of them. Neither one travels around a ton anymore. So it's a very big moment. And Gackt rose up to it, Eduardo unfortunately had some drops in that situation, and Gackt did not. That was a part of it.
And Gackt, as we mentioned, hates Elena.
Yeah.
Ended up playing Kindebu in the grand finals there, and Kindebu actually took that one.
Yes.
So Kindebu made it through to the CPT Asia round robin section.
Although he did not win it.
Yes, he did not win it.
Yeah. So when it comes to Capcom Cup, I like Gackt for a couple of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about how just his gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great reactions, spacing, just very insistent.
Mm-hmm.
All those things are good. Good character. But he also really likes the crowd. He really likes when people cheer.
Right.
Some people fall apart because of that.
Yeah,
Even if it's people cheering
uh-huh.
for them, just knowing that there's a crowd there can be difficult for some people to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
For many other people, it's a wash. It's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. For Gackt, it's a good thing. And in an event like Capcom Cup that I'm sure will be loud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people will be cheering. It'll
right.
be rowdy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, as these things are, and that's good for Gackt.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's gonna be interesting because, you know, as I said, he's not as known of a player as some of these other players.
Right.
So if he goes up against a Daigo, or if he goes up against, you know, like Gamer B, for example, players who are popular amongst the crowd, if the crowd starts cheering for the opponent more than him, I wonder if that would affect him. You know.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But I know he does like to sort of have the crowd behind him, and you're right. For some people, not having the crowd behind them is tough. Again, for some people it's a wash. I don't know which one he is. Doesn't necessarily matter. But there are people who really get affected if the crowd doesn't like them. So I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, heck, even we heard stories before of like Momochi. He picked up Yun at one point in time. People started booing him. This was an AE. This was an AE
some years ago.
When Yun was easily the best character in the game, and that's when he switched to Cody for a little bit. So because he was like, I didn't like that.
That's true.
I didn't like that.
That's true.
But I mean, obviously, the biggest hurdle in his way, I feel like at Capcom Cup, probably going to be Elena.
You know, that is a bad matchup for Faye. Mm-hmm. It's not the only one. You know, Faye has some bad matchup characters.
The problem with it is everybody has a pocket Elena at Capcom Cup right now. I mean, a lot of people have been picking her up. So, you know, there's one of a number of players that he could run into that could just bust out an Elena all of a sudden and you know, give him problems. But
well, you know, he did play Sagat this year.
Mm-hmm.
He did indicate that maybe there might be somebody else. I don't know if that's one of the situations he's talking about. You know, probably best to just do his best in that matchup.
Yeah.
But you know, if it comes to it, maybe we'll see some other character. That's a route that a lot of people are going down, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but also very strong player, as we mentioned. Training partner is Shin. Can't go wrong with that. So if you have a training partner like that, you know, you're going to be prepared for a lot of things, especially because Shin is such a science kind of player.
Oh, sure.
So I feel like Gackt is going to be able to take a lot of advantage of that. And as we said, 5th place at EVO in 2014. So, you know, very strong player. I expect him to be very strong at Capcom Cup. I'm not sure necessarily that he will win it, but you know what? The records, third, second, you know, they speak for themselves, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had a deep run.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. And I don't think any of his opponent players will sleep on him at all.
Oh, yeah. They all know who
exactly. But, you know, if you have maybe an office bracket or something like that, and maybe some of your compatriots don't know as much about the Street Fighter scene, well, maybe he'd be one to, you know, put a little bit on and maybe get some extra juice out of it.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
We'll see.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, anyway.
It's going to be cool. I mean, please, if you guys are in the San Francisco area, December 5th through 6th at the Sony PlayStation Experience, check it out. Going to be a ton of fun. Tickets are still available, so try to pick one of those up and join that rowdy crowd that we were talking about.
That's right, but if you can't do that, then of course we'll be on the internet at twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Make sure you give them a follow or subscribe, and also follow them on Twitter at twitter.com/Capcom Fighters to know exactly when they're going to go live.
Yep, and if you like this kind of stuff that we do, analyzing videos, analyzing players and stuff, just, keeping up with the fighting game community in general, check out the stuff that we do, twitch.tv and youtube.com/UltraGenTV.
We have regular weekday Tuesday night shows where we talk about fighting game news, tournament recaps, whatever the drama is.
Mm-hmm.
We also have shows that we upload or have uploaded in the past about, help for new players, analysis for higher level players, and all sorts of other good stuff.
Yep, check that out.
All right, well, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you at Capcom Cup.